Say, alright, so first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashemi Oshai, Ba'ashemi Kokodash. We say double and person, and let a great person and ruler, our teachers, our apostle in the truth, and we say salutations, solely I come to the person with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out and constantly in season or the season, we say shalom. And once again, going into a video here, and let's do a video again on this, the Clay Thompson video. The Clay Thompson situation with him and this lady that's rap, right, which is Megan Thee Stallion, right? It's a conversation has been, it's just things have been circulating on the news. You hearing it here and there, and Jake, obviously, that particular situation, they would take it and they would run into it, and they would talk about it for days upon days. Now, one of the conversations being had about it is that the word monogamous came up, right? And when you look at the word monogamous, it means monogamous describes a relationship style where two individuals commit to having an exclusive sexual and or romantic partnership with only each other at one time. It represents a one partner structure, often characterized by mutual trust, communication, and emotional, sexual, or social fidelity, right? It say both partners agree to limit sexual and romantic intimacy to one another, distinguishing it from non-monogamous structures. This includes lifelong strict monogamy and serial monogamy, which involves moving from one exclusive relationship to the next. It say in biology, a monogamous animal or bird has only one mate, right? So that is going on to different things. But the word monogamous came up because I believe, right? I think this is one of the right, so what I did was type it in on X just to see if I saw the news article pop up. But there's again, it's being talked about, right? He said, I don't want to be monogamous to you. How that make him a cheater? I am confused, right? So obviously, women go here that he don't want to be monogamous, and the first thing come to their train of thought is that he cheating and all this other bullshit, right? When really and truly, a man can have more than one wife, and I believe that is something she shared, that she said that he cannot be monogamous, right? Which is just having one. And literally, when you go to the scriptures tell you could have more than one wife, right? So he's not wrong. But again, in today's society, especially underneath this Edomite rulership, is that they make these women feel that here we're going on, right? That a man supposed to have only one woman, and that totally off, totally wrong, right? And they would say that, and then when they would say, well, in the Bible say you can only have one wife, that's another wrong statement that they make, because there is some of the things that they also was mentioning as well, right? And again, you see, just typing in the word monogamous, you see it here. Why would you expect monogamy from a rich famous man with options? Can someone show me who is holding a gun to these niggas' heads, force them to get in monogamous relationships? And again, he just told us straight out that he didn't want to be monogamous, or just having one, right? So let's go to the scripture here. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 21, and I'm going to read verse 15. It says, if a man have two wives, what did it say? And this is the laws, right? This is the laws. And the scripture is telling you, if a man have two wives, it have certain ways he have to deal with his wife, certain ways he have to deal with his children from these different wives. But a man can have more than one wife. When you're reading through the script, Jacob had, right? Jacob, an example is Jacob. He had more than one, right? King Solomon, right? And many other accounts given unto us that men had more than one wife. Now, in today's society, that cannot get washed away, but it's still coming back now. There is 7 to, I can't remember the ratio, right? But let's just go 7 to 1. And there's 7 women to 1 man, right? And if the Lord said that a woman not supposed to have sexual or be with another woman, so who gonna be the men for these other women? There's more women than men, right? So how are these other women going and get a man or make children if a man's supposed to only have one? Just by how they want to pay it by biology, as we was not reading one of the things just now by biology, it would be totally wrong, right? But according to the scriptures, that way off, having one wife is something way off, right? And a man could have more than one, right? He could have more than one. Now, cheating, hey, a man can't cheat because he has more than one wife. A man can't have more than one wife. A woman's supposed to have one husband, right? But what I want to say is that a man could commit adultery. He could go and sleep with another man's wife, and there is a sin worthy unto what? To death, right? There's a difference, this, but again, he's so getting these words like cheating and all this sort of stuff, right? The word is adultery, and that if a man go and sleep with another man's wife, right, that's adultery, and that is a sin worthy unto what? Unto death, right? Matter of fact, let us see it quick. I wanted to bring I wanted to get a scripture, and I wouldn't go to the Proverbs. Well, let me go to Deuteronomy 22, right? Let me go down to Deuteronomy 22, and I'm gonna go down to verse Deuteronomy 22. I want to go straight to the point. All right, Deuteronomy 22 verse 22. It says, if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die, both the woman that lay with both the man that lay with the woman, and the woman, so shall thou put away evil from Israel. So in that situation, both of them supposed to die, right? Because they commit an act worthy unto what? Unto death, right? This is an act worthy unto death, right? And so that is what is considered. That is where a man will be going off. But a man having more than one wife, hey, that's literally right there, right? So let's go to Deuteronomy 21, and let's go back to verse 15. It says, if a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the first son be hers that was hated, then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he had, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn, right? So it just has particular laws that a man's supposed to follow. If you have wives, if you have sons from these wives, children from these wives, and so on, right? So yes, a man can have more than one wife. Let's go now to and now let's go to Judges chapter 8 verse 30, right? It says, and Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives. He had what? He had many wives. So was he monogamous? No. He had many, right? He had many. And the thing about it is that back in those days, obviously that laws where our father would have looked for a proper husband and so on. But hey, woman would have want to be, you had a name, you had a stature, woman want to be a wife, right? And in the kingdom, hey, at the end, it don't have this kind of talk in the kingdom to come. The Lord mentioned going to 7-1, right? So these kind of talks and things, yeah, you all better get off here. No. Because in time to come, you all will want to be, I'm sorry, that 7-1 happening here. let me correct my statement. That 7 to 1 happening here. Right? So yeah, a man could have more than one wife, right? Let me bring another scripture here. First Samuel chapter 1, verse 1, it said, now there was a certain man of Ramathaim Zophim of Mount Ephraim, and his son was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham. It said the son of Elihu, the son of Tuhu, the son of Zuph, and Ephraim, Ephrathite, and he had 2 wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah, right? So yeah, and again, we could go back to so much accounts where men had more than one wife. Let's go. Let's go to. Let's go back to the book of Genesis, right? This is the book of Genesis, chapter 31, and let's read verse 17. It said, then Jacob rose up and set his sons and his wives upon his camels. His what? His wives. Did it say wife? No, it said wives, right? So it goes to show that, hey, a man could have more than one. So was he wrong for it? No, he's not wrong. Right? He's not wrong. Right? Straight out, he's not wrong. In Esau society, but according to the scriptures, he's not. A man could have more than one. Right? So with that, once again, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. We say that when it's apostle and elders, a great Muslim and Rubel, our teachers, our apostles in the truth. And we say salutations to the Akim, to the push on truth and sincerity. Day in and day out, and constantly in season or season, we say Shalom.